Am I the a-hole for leaving father-in-law downstairs while I fed my baby? My so has 3 kids from his previous marriage. We have split custody of them and also our baby son who is breastfed. Every Saturday the older kids have an activity from 11 to 1 that my so drops them off for. It's about a 25-minute round trip. I always wait until so and the kids have used the bathroom for showers etc. before I have mine, because they need to leave at 10:45 and I don't. Occasionally my elderly father-in-law pops round on a Saturday for a catch-up and a coffee. He is aware of the kids' schedule, it's been long-standing since they were very small. He and so arranged for him to come over for coffee today. He usually arrives around 11:30. For some reason today he arrived at about 10:30 while I was in the shower and so was getting the kids ready. So welcomed him in and made him a coffee, and explained he would shortly be taking the kids to their activity session and that I was showering, after which it would be time to feed the baby because he was clearly hungry. The baby usually feeds for about 20 minutes. He asked father-in-law if he would be okay sitting in our living room with his coffee while he dropped the kids off, and that he would be back ASAP. Father-in-law said that was fine. As I was getting out of the shower so brought me the baby and filled me in on the plan. He told me father-in-law knew I would be upstairs feeding the baby and getting dressed, and that there was no rush because he would be back soon. So I stayed upstairs and fed the baby, got dressed and was in the process of drying my hair when I heard our front door open, a short conversation and then the door shutting again. So came upstairs visibly annoyed and said father-in-law had stormed out when he got back, saying it was clear nobody had time for him. So tried to invite him back in but he ignored him, got in his car and drove off. I apologized to So for not going downstairs, but said I had just finished feeding the baby and getting dressed and was being as quick as I could. He said it wasn't my fault and that father-in-law knew I would be busy, and that he was probably annoyed at So, not me. But to be honest I feel like it is probably me he's angry with. So texted him apologizing for leaving him on his own, but that this particular time on a Saturday is always busy and it couldn't really be helped. He said next time he'll make sure they arrange a specific time so we can all catch up properly without distractions, to have a good day and that we'll see him soon. Father-in-law texted him back saying simply there is no excuse for poor manners. I understand that we may be TA because he was sat in our living room on his own and I would probably be annoyed by that as a guest. Though as a guest I would probably make sure I turned up at a time that everyone would be home. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to cancel my wedding after my grandfather's death? My fiancé, 27M, and I, 26F, are getting married next Saturday. 3 days ago, my grandfather passed away. My grandmother, mother, siblings, and other family members are devastated. The problem is, I'm really not. I shed a few tears, but truth be told, my grandfather was kind of an asshole and we didn't have the best relationship. He wasn't that great of a husband either. I know for a fact some members of my family share this sentiment, even if they won't say it out loud. If the shoe was on the other foot, I don't think he would cancel an important event for me. My mother is saying I'm not thinking right, and to keep her and grandmother's feelings into consideration, but I don't really care. I'm dying to marry my fiancé already. I just feel like it's our time to do this. If I cancel, we'd also be losing a ton of money on deposits we've made, venue, catering, etc. The funeral is going to be on Wednesday, so 3 days before our wedding. I've heard whisperings of family members saying they'll no longer be attending the wedding, which is kinda hurtful. So, am I really gonna be the bad guy for this? Am I the a-hole for refusing to feed my husband's nieces and nephews? I, 26F, have been with my husband Caden, 26M, for 8 years and we have been married for 4. We have a 2-year-old together and we're expecting baby number 2. My relationship with Caden's brother and Sil has never been great. She got really weird around me pretty quickly and things soured from there. Caden told me his Sil was jealous of the fact I hit it off so well with his mom and sister, but especially his sister, and that his brother had always kind of followed his Sil's lead. Seems his Sil was around the family since she was a kid and she and my Bill have been together since high school. She always thought she would be like the second daughter for the family but Sil and her have always clashed a little and were never tight. Caden has been great about standing up for me when needed and he has shut down his Sil on more than one occasion when she was being rude. One of the things that has resulted from all this is Caden's Sil insisted I will never be her children's aunt. They have specifically been told I am not their aunt and they are not to call me Aunt Emmy. I have been kept at a distance from the kids during family gatherings and generally Sil will ensure I don't interact with her kids. Caden sees them less as a result because he refuses to have me leave our home so they can visit, something his Sil tried to insist on. My relationship with Sil is the best though and we are close. She has a child the same age as mine and she will come over and we hang out with our toddlers. Since she's here so often I will often have enough food for both kiddos. She has picked up some inspo from me on how to introduce food to toddlers since she said her kiddo eats better since they started hanging out with us. She mentioned it at a family dinner recently because her parents commented how much better her kiddo was eating too and the different plate she used. She said it was all thanks to me and was saying how she really owed me one. Caden still asked why she hangs out with me so much and never spends time with her. It brought up some of the underlying issues simmering around between us. She then asked why I never do that for her kids and why I'm not sharing my vast knowledge with her. Kaden jumped in and said she has made her feelings clear about me and has ordered me to stay away from her kids, so how am I supposed to do any of that with her or them? The very next day she asked if the kids could come over for lunch and I said no. She asked about some other day and I said no again. She then told me I was an asset excluding her kids. I told Kaden what happened and he talked to his brother, or more like fought with him. Am I the a-hole for bailing on my best friend when she scheduled her surgery on my birthday and wouldn't reschedule after I asked her to? So me, 38F, and my BFF, 39F, have been friends for 26 years. We have had similar medical issues throughout our lives and I suggested a surgical procedure I had done and her doctor agreed that it would benefit her, too. So she gets scheduled and told me it was scheduled for my birthday. I was shocked but kept my cool and I politely asked her to reschedule for another day. This was told to me on July 17, 2023. My birthday is October 16th. There was more than enough time to make arrangements for another day. She said she needs me to take care of her after surgery, but I have annual birthday plans with my family who are coming into town, specifically for my birthday. I personally think it's rude and I find it selfish. I know I sound selfish, but I would never schedule surgery on her birthday, because in March 2023, she scheduled her ablation surgery on my mother's birthday, which was and still is an emotional day for me as she, my mom, has been gone for 17 years. I want to be there for my friend, but I don't think I should have to put my birthday on hold either. I get one day a year where I get to go out and enjoy my friends and family all together with me. She never comes to my annual parties anyway due to her addiction recovery and triggers, alcohol, and I respect that, and we always do something else aside from my annual get-together. My parents are flying in Sunday night and leaving Tuesday morning. They have an entire itinerary planned for the day and I told them about her surgery and they too said to ask her to reschedule. It's not major surgery, it's not life or death, it's a common female procedure that can be pushed back a week. I have no issue helping her during her 6 to 8 recovery period, but why didn't she reschedule? Why is she like this? Am I the a-hole for not giving my engagement ring to dead fiancé family? Dead fiancé named John, and I'll start at the beginning. About 4 years ago, I was engaged to John. After dating for 4 years when he proposed, the ring he used was 2 sizes too big. We went to the store that he bought from 2 weeks before proposing, and he kept the receipt. Gotten the right size and kept same style. We did plan to have a wedding, after 3 years of planning and saving. 10 months after the proposal, John passed away in a car accident. I used the savings for wedding to pay for his funeral. The day after the funeral, John's brother came to me asking for the ring. I asked why. His response was that the ring had been passed down their family for 5 generations. Told him that was BS, because I have proof of the ring was brought for me, less than a year ago. We argued for a bit and he then stormed out. Then I get the calls from John's family, saying I'm a liar and demanding the ring. Then I got a letter from their lawyer. In the letter they also demanded that I reimburse them for costs of John's funeral. So I got myself a lawyer, showed the proof about the ring, and I paid for the funeral in court and I won. I thought that madness was over, until John's sister recently messaged me. She and her BF are engaged, but haven't gotten a ring and she wants John's ring. After I said no, she went crazy and messaging non-stop demanding. I have blocked her over and over, but she finds a way around it. I was having brunch with my friend, my mobile was on the table, a message from sister popped up and my friend saw it. My friend knows about everything, before sister's first message. I explained about her messages. Friend believes I'm on, I should give her the ring. She told my other friends and they are all saying the same things. Now I'm doubting myself.